Hello, everybody. Hi, Laura Jean. Cool. So let me go ahead and mute all of you guys. I hope everyone is doing well. So guys, if you can mute yourselves, so the way that you do that is bottom left, you will see a little microphone thing. So go ahead and mute yourselves. There you go. Laura Jane, I muted you. Hey, Carrie, what do you say? I have to pick the kids up from preschool. Carrie, I'm going to be sending out a replay. So no worries, no worries, no worries. Cool. All right, so let me get my notes up and we will get started. I'm excited, guys. Cool. All right. So hello, everybody. I think I know everybody on this one. Yeah, I see Nicole and Molly and Laura Jane and Carrie. Cool. Nice to have all of you on here. I'm excited. All right. So I am recording this. So I'm going to send it out in a replay to you guys later. So there's a couple of housekeeping things I just want you to be aware of. Number one, if you have activated your camera, we can see you. So just know that going into it, I don't want there to be any surprises. It won't show on the replay, but just everyone who's on this call, we can see you. I would appreciate it if you guys would mute yourselves. I believe I've muted all of you. For some reason, it comes unmuted. Bottom left is that little microphone guy, so feel free to mute yourself. Mostly it's because I get distracted easily. So any background noises, I have a hard time with, I'll be honest. So mute yourself so I can have an intelligent conversation with you. And then the third thing, Carrie already used it, it's the chat. So if you drag your mouse down at the bottom of the Zoom call, you'll see the chats. Carrie's already in there. And go ahead and type in there and put where you guys are from. A lot of you are from different areas all over the U.S. I don't think anyone's international. So feel free to put where you are in there so we can get to know you a little bit better. Molly, California. So cool, so cool. Yeah, so Laura lives right down the street from me, or Laura Jane lives right down the street from me. Awesome, awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So first off, I want to welcome everyone to the Build a Rock Solid Foundation workshop. And I forgot to say this. If you guys have questions while I'm talking, put them in the chat. Ashburn, Virginia. Yeah, Virginia, Nicole. So put your questions in the chat, and that's how I will talk with you. And at the end, I'll unmute you guys if you have other questions. But just for the spiel, put your comments in there. Cool. So welcome to the Build a Rock Solid Foundation workshop. This is the stuff that I love doing. I love this so much. So we already went over all the housekeeping things. I wanted to introduce myself. So I'm Allison Hardy, and I help mompreneurs raise their businesses and their babies simultaneously so that they can live a life of their dreams. So my story starts a little bit like this. I taught college level art for 10 years back in Northern Virginia and in Baltimore, and I walked away from it last July. We were in a transitional period. My husband walked away from his big fancy Department of State job in DC and to be a pastor, and we took a huge leap of faith. And we moved. We just up and kind of left. We sold our house in 6 days, packed up our things in 30, and we were gone. We did not love the whole big city, hustle, 3-hour commute to work life. We had a hard time with it. And, I was teaching on paper what was supposed to be my dream job. I have an accelerated degree in painting. I was doing what I was supposed to be doing on paper. And, I loved it. I loved the teaching part. I hated everything that came with it. I hated the committee work. My colleagues and I, we had a hard time with one another. And it was because my colleagues and I had a hard time with one another because we didn't share the same values. So I had a family, and they came first. And in that type of field, that's not how it is. And that was something I really struggled with. And I had a really hard time, quite honestly, I had a hard time in the workplace. So I saw this move as like a chance for me to really like start over kind of. And that's what I've done. So I started first as a fitness professional. I'm a personal trainer on the side. And when I first started, that's all I did. And I loved it. You know, I always felt like there was something missing. So back in March, I hired a high-end business coach, and she helped me rebrand and like fast track my pivot I was doing. So now I feel more complete now. And I help women, you know, build lives that they love without sacrificing the things that I had to sacrifice by doing my quote unquote dream job. You know, I determine my own hours. I'm here for my son. Right now, he's currently fighting his nap, so we'll see how long that goes. But, you know, I picked him up from preschool today. And that's like, as far as I'm concerned, that's what dreams are made of. And that's, for me, what having it all is being able to be flexible like that and having the freedom to be flexible like that. I know when I was in my 9-to-5, that would have never, ever, ever have happened. So I'm really grateful for that. So I realized early on that many women were in the same situation that I was, and they felt like they couldn't do anything about it. So now that I'm able to help women to develop these businesses around their families and their needs, you know, I think that because women are the backbones of our families, like, let's be honest, as like evenly distributed as maybe your household rules are, the 3 a.m. feedings only you can do, right? So I think it's really gratifying when I can help women figure that out, and I can help them have it all. You know, that's what it's all about. So when women are feeling guilty, they're feeling stressed out, or they're feeling drained all the time, it's not a good place to be. So that's what I help women do. So I'm excited to share this aspect about what I do with you guys today. So go ahead and whip out your handouts. You guys should have gotten a handout in your email today. And we're going to follow through. It's in your email, probably in the email I sent out at 3:30 if you've registered for today. I sent out an email at 3:30 today. If you registered. You had to have registered if you got this email or if you got this link. So it's in the 3:30 email, or it's the one you guys got last night if you registered before last night. So go ahead and whip that out, and we are going to follow through with that. And if you don't have it, it's okay. I'm going to kind of spell it out for you guys. So I'm passionate about this content because I speak to so many women who have absolutely no idea what they're supposed to be doing in their business every day. And I was there. Like when I first started my fitness business, I would spend an hour on an Instagram post, which is completely irrelevant to producing income, right? And I have so many women who, you know, they're busy all day long, but they have no idea what they're busy with. So that's a time management issue, and it's also an issue of, you know, they don't know what to do every single day. They don't know what produces revenue and how to move themselves forward in their business forward. I'm going to go, hey, Kimberly, I'm going to mute you real quick. There you go. Cool. So I'm sorry, let me grab my notes back up here again. So that was me. I was busy all day long and I had no idea what I was doing. So I come across so many women who are in the same boat. You know, they feel like they're busy and they're constantly, you know, busy, but they have no idea what they do all day long. So that's what these things helps you to do. These things that I'm about to teach you and talk about, they help to move you forward, you as an individual and in your business. And they're not super aggressive things. I don't like to be aggressive. I don't think I'm very aggressive. So they work for me and they work for a lot of my clients. They're really kind of heart-based. So let's go through that workbook. Let's go through that workbook. So the first page is just an introduction about me. So what these tasks do, are they help to move you forward. So these are things that I do, and for you, you know, they might need to be tweaked a little bit, but they're good like starting points and good ways to initially get started in your business. So daily task number 1, be a friend on social media. And I know for many of us, we have online businesses, and social media is one of the biggest ways we get clients, right? It's a great way to connect with other people from across the world, across the country, you know, whatever it is. And it's a great way to find clients, right? However, social media is meant to be social. So if you are not using it in a social sort of way, first and foremost, you're not using it in the right way. And you're going to come across as being spammy and being salesy and being all those things that people don't like. So the couple of things I have on here in your workbook are wishing your friends happy birthday. Let's be honest. Who does not feel great when you open up your Facebook on your birthday and it's loaded with happy birthday comments? So wish your friends happy birthday. That's just a nice thing to do. And guys, as you're hopping on, I know some of you are coming on late. Feel free to mute yourself. So bottom left is a little microphone. Feel free to mute yourself that way. So these are things I do. So the list here is giving you really specific things here. So wishing your friends happy birthday. I think everyone should do that. I just think that's a good thing to do. I think it gives good karma, right? Commenting and liking on 10 posts. So your number may change, but I think it's important that you support other women. You know, if you want to be supported by women, it's important that you also support women in that way. So I know it seems minuscule, but it just makes you seem, it's just a nice thing to do. And in today's world, I think as nice, like we need to be nice, right? Messaging 5 people a day to catch up or to encourage. So this is a really good thing to do just as a person and as a business owner. So I have messaged people, like the great thing about Facebook is that you can connect with, you know, your elementary school friends. And I'm 32, so like that was a long time ago. And it's cool to reconnect, you know, you like become friends with someone and you see, oh my gosh, they have 3 kids. That's so cool. Message them and tell them that. That is such a great relationship building tool. And let's be honest, our clients need to have that know, like, and trust factor in order to purchase from you. So I'm not saying to do it with an agenda. I'm just saying, like, if you're going to build up your know, like, and trust factor, encouraging people is part of that. So message people, encourage them, and just catch up with them. Last 2 things are directly related to your business. Reaching out to 5 professionals in your field. So colleagues, so reach across the aisle. Say, hey, I love what you're doing. Let's hop on a 10-minute call. I just want to get to know you better. I'm doing in a similar field as you. Or if you are struggling in an area, you know, and you see a colleague, you're like, hey, why don't we hop on the phone together and we can talk about what we do and how we could serve one another. And then the last thing is reaching out to 5 influencers in your field to connect. So this involves reaching up, right? So we are continually supposed to be reaching up and connecting with people who are better than us in our field, right? So if you are a photographer and you know someone who is fully booked all the time, there's like no space, they have 4 years booked out, reach up to them and be like, hey, you're doing really awesome things. Give them a compliment and like ask them a question. You know, some of the best connections I have made and some of the most revenue producing things I have ever done have just been from reaching up to someone who's really, really motivated or really, really successful in your field. You never know what's going to come from it. So reach across the aisle to your colleagues and up. And this, you know, this just makes you seem like a real person. And I think today in social media, we can hide behind, you know, the pretty pictures and the perfect Facebook posts, but by being real, it just makes you connect with other people. Number 2, task. Answer your email. And I know I personally hate answering emails. I hate sending emails. I hate email. However, it's a necessary thing that you have to do in your business every single day. There is nothing more defeating than when you, like me, let's say I email someone who's a little bit of I'm reaching up, right? I'm reaching up. So I email someone and then they don't respond. It's totally defeating. And, you know, that dialogue starts to go in people's head. Oh, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I didn't say the right thing. And that's usually not the case. It's usually because you're too busy. Do not be too busy for email. Email is your bread and butter. It's like sending your newsletter. You have to do it, right? So it's a good way to connect with people and to connect with your clients and connect with people in your field. And at the end of the day, if you are too busy, outsource it. If you're at that point in your business where you're too busy to answer an email within 24 hours of sending it, outsource it. There are great VAs out there that will like filter through your email, figure out the ones that you yourself have to answer, and then they'll answer the ones that you don't have to answer. So like client emails, you have to answer them. Maybe prospective client emails who are trying to set up a call with you, they can answer that. So hire a VA. It will save you a ton of time. Yes, I know it's expensive. However, you need to be doing things that move you forward every day. So if the root of your business is getting on the phone with clients, then yeah, you should be going on the phone with clients. If you spend 2 hours answering emails every day, you're not doing revenue producing things. So make sure that you are living in your zone of genius. People always say that, the zone of genius. So if you are not so great at something and it takes you a ton of time, outsource it. It's a scary investment at first, yes, but it will make a difference. If you're struggling in your business, hire a business coach. If you want to do Facebook ads but you hate them, hire a Facebook ad specialist. If you don't write great copy, hire a copy editor. Or copywriter. That's what they do. That's their zone of genius. So you live in yours, they live in theirs. You support them, they will support you. Number 3 daily task: love on your clients. This is a big one. And one that I have in the past when I have worked with business coaches, something I wish they would have done for me. So this is something that I think is really, really, really important. And it serves a couple of different things. So number 1, love on your clients. So touch base with them. If they're paying you money, you sure as heck better be touching base with them. You better be in their field. Even if they're not asking for something that day, reach out to them and be like, how's it going? You know, I'm not saying you have to do it every single day, but touch base with them. They need to know that you are thinking about them because, again, that builds your know, like, and trust factor. And that's what people buy. When they buy a package from you or a product from you or a service from you, they're buying you. And that just really builds that relationship. And that's really, really important. And they are more likely to be a repeat customer if you do that. So reach out to past clients also to say, hi. This is a big one because, you know, things change with people. They might be in a different place, or they might be like a different place mentally. They might be trying out something new that they forgot about you, but by you reaching out to them, you're kind of getting in their inbox again and putting yourself in front of them. And, you know, you're making a difference in them. So reach out to them. It's just one more way to kind of touch people. So what I do is after I'm done working with someone, I make notes on my calendar, like months out. So once a month, I reach out to someone. And it's just a good way to keep in touch with them and to possibly convert them into a paying client again. If nonetheless, they'll spread the word about you. If they had a really good experience with you and you continually reach out to them, check in, say how they're doing, they're going to refer you. It's going to happen eventually. So that's my second thing. Third thing, reach out to potential clients and interact and engage. So I'm not saying you're trying to sell to potential clients. These are people maybe that have expressed interest in whatever service or product you're offering. These are clients that are potential clients that, you know, have expressed interest in what you're doing, and maybe it just wasn't the right time, or, you know, whatever it is, whatever the circumstance was. But these are clients, potential clients that could possibly convert into paying clients. So reach out to them once a month, see how they're doing, see where they're at, see what they're struggling with. If they had a baby, congratulate them, you know, just start a conversation. And the other thing I wanted to put in here, I thought about this right before I got on the call. Tag people in social media posts. So personal training, when I had my personal training business, this was a perfect example. When I would put client results in a Facebook post and tag them with their permission, of course, always ask for permission, they would get so excited. My clients would be so excited. They would share it. They would repost it, you know, whatever platform you're on. And they would love that. They would love, love, love that. And I actually had a client one time tell me that after 8 weeks of working with her, I did that. And she was like, you know, I really wish you would have done this earlier. And I was like, but I didn't think your results, like, I thought you would want more dramatic results. She's like, no, I really loved that. Like, that was so nice of you to do. So, like, that for me, like, I got in my own way for that one. And that was so funny to me because I would have never thought that, you know, in my own mind, I would have thought that she wanted like more dramatic results being shown. She was like, no, I was really proud of my first 3 pounds lost. And I was like, oh my gosh, I wish you would have told me that. So people love that. And of course, always ask their permission. But that also, you know, it advertises your business. So like right now, with my business coaching clients, once they go through my program, I'm going to give them a shout out. I'm going to send out a newsletter about them. I'm going to post about them on social media, on Facebook and Instagram, because it's prideful. Like, it's an awesome thing. Number one, it's awesome when your clients succeed. But number two, it shows your success stories. So it serves your business and them both at the same time. So if you guys have questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'm totally fine with answering questions while I'm going through this. Daily task number 4. This is the one that freaks people out, and it shouldn't. So number 4, sell, pitch, and get the word out about your services. Oh yeah, and I have about twice there. So get the word out about your services. So I find that women in particular are almost apologetic about their services. And I know I was for a while, and I don't know why. You're in business to make an impact on your family and on your community and on your church. So by not selling, you're not doing that, right? You need to make cash in your business in order to do that, right? As much as we like to give things away and as much as we like to be generous, you need to make cash. So you need to sell and pitch every single day. And this doesn't have to be sleazy at all. Does not have to be sleazy. And it depends on where your heart is. If you are coming with a heart to serve, if you're coming with a heart to educate, if you're coming with a heart to, challenge someone in their own like vicious cycle, that's okay. Like, you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to do that, but it's from where you're coming from. So if you're coming from your heart and you're here to serve them, that's okay. You're allowed to do that. But if you're coming just to make a quick dollar, not okay. Not okay. And they're going to pick up on that really quickly. Phone conversations, especially if you're on the phone, phone conversations, you can really pick up on how someone's inflection changes. So, as long as you're coming from that good place, it should not matter. Give solutions to their problems. So one of my very first business coaches I hired said, give everything away. Just give them everything you could possibly say. And I was like, well, then what am I going to have left? If they actually end up working with me, what am I going to have anything left? And she was like, this is what you do for a living. You will always have something left. And I was like, good point. So don't be afraid to give it away. It's totally fine. And I recently went to a conference and I saw Gary Vaynerchuk speak. And if any of you ever get the opportunity to hear Gary Vaynerchuk speak, he's going to cuss at you for a good hour and berate you and tell you that you're lazy. But at the end of the day, it's actually a really good lecture. So I highly recommend that if you guys ever get the chance to go see him speak in person, I recommend it. But what he did is he said you should guilt people into buying. And this kind of goes back to what I was just saying. But if you are constantly giving someone a ton of information, if you're providing value, and then you hit them with a sales pitch, a nice heart-centered sales pitch, they're going to buy from you because you've given them so much up front. They know how much value you're providing. They know what you're capable of. And if you gave them this information for free, imagine if they pay you cash for it, what that will do for them. So guilt them into buying, give it away. My 4th tip is be unapologetic about asking for money. This is a hard one, and this still trips me up to this day. Talking about money still kind of makes me uncomfortable, but I'm a business owner, right? We have to talk about money. So think about it as an exchange of energy. So someone gives me money. I pour into them what I know. I overserve them. I make sure that they leave my program feeling 100% satisfied. And by them giving me money, it allows me to invest back into my business. So I can invest in another coaching program. I can send my kid to preschool, which I do now. I can send my kid to preschool so I can work on my business and I can be more present for my clients. So if you're having a hard time with the money thing, think about it in the terms of energy. What money does. Money is a tool. It's not an evil device like many people think. And it's what you do with your money that matters. So think about it like that sometimes. That might help you to kind of rethink the way you think about money. The 5th thing, guys, I used to do this all the time. Don't make excuses for your prices. And I still can't believe I used to do this. I would catch myself saying, my program is $1,500, and I know that's a lot of money, but this is what you get for it. Totally, totally not helpful. It makes the person you're talking to uncomfortable, number one. Number two, it doesn't make you seem like a confident person. And if you're a business owner, you sure as heck better be confident in your services. You better be able to say, my program is $1,500 with a smile on your face. You can talk about the payment plan if that's an option, whatever it is that you're selling. Do not be apologetic about your prices. And something that I did early on in my career was I would record myself, and I would always ask for permission from my client, but I would record myself and listen to how I pitched at the end of a sales call. And that was like a huge learning curve for me. I learned a ton from that. So if you guys are like, if there's some sort of disconnect between your sales calls and your conversions, try recording yourself. That might be something that's really helpful. And you know what? You've decided on that price point for that product or that service for a very particular reason. Like, you deserve that cash for whatever it is that you're providing them. So don't second guess yourself. Like, you set those prices for a reason. Those prices help you to do things. They help you to pay your rent. They help you to pay your student loans, or they help you to reinvest back into your business, you know? So don't be apologetic. It doesn't work well. So Laura Jane says, pondering client versus customer titles? Oh, client and customer are the same thing. Is that what you're asking? Clients. I think of the word client as being like a service-based thing. Customer is being like a product-based thing. Does that make sense? Is that what you're asking? I think of, like, when I do business coaching, right? So I call them my clients. When I sold like a Beachbody program, they were, yeah, that's what you thought too, but client sounds more professional. It does, yeah. I think of service as client, and I think of customer as product, yeah. Someone would like buy a bag of Shakeology from me, it would be a client. But if they worked with me one-on-one doing personal training, they would be a customer. Shakeology, customer, one-on-one, client. There you go. I do think that client sounds more professional. Cool. Okay, so that was my 4th task. My 5th task for you is my favorite. Self-care. And I know everyone rolls their eyes when I say this because I talk about self-care all the time with my clients. But guys, self-care is the gateway to your success. Self-care is doing something every single day that serves you. I think as mompreneurs, many of us on here are moms, life is draining. Your kids can suck the life from you. I'll be honest. I have a 3-year-old, and sometimes I'm like, it's a good thing I love you. It's a good thing I love you, because right now, like, I'm not feeling love. And, you know, business is hard. Being in a business is totally hard. And raising a family is totally hard. And balancing those two things is really freaking hard. And it can be a big challenge sometimes. And, you know, a lot of women get lost in motherhood, and they get lost in their business. And at the end of the day, they feel drained. And when they're trying to be present with their families, they're not. They're feeling exhausted. They're feeling ungratified. They're feeling unfulfilled. And, you know, that's not good. Like, that's not a good way to feel. It's not a good way to feel at all. What self-care does, that whole cup analogy, fills your cup back up. And by doing self-care every day, you get to know yourself better, which increases your confidence, which spills over fully into your business. Because let's be honest, if you are not your own biggest fan, nobody else will be. So self-care is really like the gateway to you running and owning a successful business. So if you're feeling stressed out, if you're feeling drained, if you're feeling anxious, that's a big one for me. I would encourage you to practice some self-care. And, you know, it doesn't have to be anything big. A lot of people think like self-care involves like going to the spa and spending like a half a day there. I don't know anyone who has that time. So self-care can be something as simple as making yourself a smoothie that you really love, or just going on a walk, or taking 30 minutes to exercise in the morning before your family gets up, or watching your favorite television show. I have a list here for you guys. Watching your favorite band perform. I love doing that. We have, I forget what app it is on our Apple TV, but it's like a live band app, and you can like tune into different bands, which is kind of cool. So like do something that you want to do because you want to. Only you want to do it. I am going to go ahead and mute someone. Oh, I think you did. Okay. So, do self-care. It will make you feel better, and it will make you clearer when you sit down to do your business. Yeah. Does that make sense? If you guys have questions, let me know. So I have some final thoughts for you guys in that handout and in my notes. Trying to find my notes. So consistency and being genuine is key. If you are not being genuine and if you're not being consistent, it's going to show. There's nothing worse than when you sign on to social media and you see someone trying to shove products down your throat, right? When those situations happen, I just want to be like, oh my gosh, you need a business coach, but being genuine. So like if you're trying to sell a product, totally fine. Talk about the results. Talk about what you get from it. Talk about the lifestyle change. People don't really care about how you're going to get to that point. They want to buy the lifestyle from you. They want to buy the results from that product. So sell the results. And sell what happens from using that product or from taking that product or enrolling in your services, sell that lifestyle, and be consistent in it. I think that a lot of times we get busy, so we forget to be consistent. And if we're building our businesses on social media, being consistent is really important. Number one, because it makes us seem legit. Like I actually do drink Shakeology every day. So when I was a Beachbody coach, I would talk about it a lot because I actually did like it. Like I love that stuff. So talk about it often and consistently. And you don't have to post about it 10 times a day, like all the MLMs tell you. Just be genuine in how you present the information. And your clients, they are watching you. Whether you know it or not, they're watching you. And your potential clients are certainly watching you. So they're waiting for you to say the exact right thing before they take the leap and invest in your business. So showing up every day is imperative. And it's a great way to kind of develop that know, like, and trust factor that we all are trying to build, right? So if you guys have questions, put them in the comments below. I do want to wrap up by saying that I want to help you build your business and life of your dreams. And I've been humming, and if you've been humming and you've been hawing about building a business, if you've started one and now you're stuck, I want to work with you. If you've been DIYing it and you're not sure where to go, getting a coach is where to go. And I always tell people this, you don't need to buy a business, or you don't need to invest in a business coach. You don't need to. You can still have a business without it. But what a business coach will do is they will fast track it for you. If you want to get results and you want to get them now, you need to get a business coach. And I would love to work with you doing that. And the number one objection I get is money. And I understand it. I've been there. When I first bought my first business coach, I've worked with 3 business coaches now, 3 for very specific different things. When I invested in my first business coach, I thought this was an insane amount of money. I spent $300 on a month-long program. And, she was just starting out. So she was a little bit above me, and it worked for us. It was a great relationship. But I had to find a credit card to charge it because I didn't have $300. So I found a no-interest credit card, and it took me 6 months to pay it off. So I paid $50 a month on that card, but I paid it off in that amount of time. Now that I've progressed and I've accelerated much further from where that was, I continue to invest in my business. And every single time I do it, it never gets easier. The price tag certainly never gets smaller. And I recently just invested in a really high-end coach, and I'm really excited about it, but I'm terrified because, again, I put it on a credit card. Because, let's be honest, no one has an extra $3,000, $5,000 hanging around to work with a business coach. Doesn't, like, nobody ever has it. So there's always like a figuring it out that has to happen. But the timing is never going to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect. I bought my first business coach right before we moved last year. And I was like, a terrible thing to do, but I did it. And having that like time crunch in that not ideal situation really changed things for me. It put a fire under me because I had to make it work. I had no choice in the matter. I had to figure it out. So by having those like limitations in those situations, it really accelerated me. It made me figure it out super quick. And it progressed my business forward really quickly in a really short amount of time. I started making similar money within 3 months of what I was doing in my 9-to-5 teaching job. So that was awesome and great. And I don't regret that investment. So every time you invest in a coach or a mentor, it will pay off. Whether through making income, through making you a better business owner, through developing systems that work for you so that your business can kind of be on autopilot during the day, it makes a difference. So if you want to build a life of your dreams, if you want to build a business of your dreams, you have to invest. And you need to be continually growing and changing as a business owner. So what I have to offer is a 6-week package. You get 6 45-minute calls. You get email support in between our calls, which is a really awesome benefit. I find that my clients who use the email support and don't use the email support, the ones who use it get a lot more out of the program. I actually think sometimes email support is more important than the calls because it's more of an everyday thing. So the email support is just for like days when you need help. Like you're trying to figure out a Facebook ad and you cannot figure it out. So that's what I'm here for on that part. You get a shared Google Doc. So every single call, I will take notes for you so you don't have to. And then at the end of each call are to-do items. So there's to-do items for you, to-do items for me, and I share that with you, and it's a continual document. We just keep building every call. And then the fourth thing you get is workbooks. So these I love. So I love a good workbook. The workbooks, I have tons of workbooks, but they are for you. So let's say you're having a hard time figuring out your ideal client. I have a workbook for that. If you have a money block, I have a workbook for that. You know, I have workbooks for everything. And if I don't have one, I will make one for you. On yesterday, one of my clients asked me to make her a visibility workbook. So tomorrow I'm making her a visibility workbook. So that's the program I have. Currently, it is $1,500 or 3 payments of $600. Yes. The price is going up October 1st. So in October, it'll be $2,000 or 3 payments of $800. So if you guys are interested, you need to book a call with me. I will put the link to do that in the comments below. And you guys are going to be getting an email that has this information in it along with the replay. So either remember that guy or just get it in the email. But, you know, if you want to make it happen, we can make it happen. I am certain of that. Where there's a will, there's a way. So if you want to lock in the price with a deposit, we can do that. And hold your place for another month, we can do that. You know, I'm willing to work with you. So if this is like something that's ever crossed your mind, book a call with me. I would love to talk with you about what we can do for you and for your business and how that can impact everything else. Life, your community, your church. So I hope that makes sense. If you guys have questions, put them in the comments below. And again, I will send this out in a replay to everyone who registered. So if you guys ever want to go back to it, you can do that. And you guys let me know what you need. I will put, did anyone type something? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I thought someone typed something. Allison@AllisonHardy.com. Email me, ask questions, and let me know what you need. All right, guys. Have a good day, and I'll talk with you later.